Budget Blinds. Visit their showroom or call today for a free in-home consultation.
Moses joins us for our first look at sports, and it's been a hectic week for the Bobcats as the AJHL roster cut-down day ends in a few hours.
The Cats actually did something surprising, is actually make a handful of trades in just a few, I guess in a week's time, a few days really, which is a shock to them as well. Looking to bolster that lineup, of course, ahead of that 10 p.m. local time deadline.
Basically, with all the maneuvers and the latest maneuver with Greg Morrow, we're at 21 bodies, so we have 4 cards remaining. Not sure at this stage whether we're done for the day or not. If we are, then we'll take 4 cards into the deadline and have 4 moves to make between now and January 10th.
The Bobcats are in a comfortable position as they are well under the 25-man roster that is mandated by all teams by December 1st. But the team is always looking at ways to improve. Gord Thibodeau says as of now he's happy with his blue liners, but it's a different story for the forwards.
We like the way the defense is now. I think Greg was kind of a missing piece. We wanted to add some size back there. Are we done up front? I don't think so. We have 12 forwards right now. We can add 2 more bodies without getting anyone, without having to move anyone on. So I would say we'd be looking to add some more forwards over the course of the next 6 weeks.
Now the team will have until 7 o'clock to add to their roster if they're trading with out-of-province teams. The deadline for Alberta, like I mentioned earlier, 10 o'clock Mountain Time. As for the newest Bobcat, Greg Morrow, is expected to be in the lineup tomorrow night as the Cats host the Bonnyville Pontiacs. As for a local hockey player, he will be playing closer to home when he makes it back to the Western Hockey League. Jansen Leslie has been traded to the Saskatoon Blades.
I was preparing myself for the worst, like heading up to maybe somewhere really far away like Prince George and something like that. I got home, my dad made me guess, and I guessed Regina, I guessed Moose Jaw, just kind of hoping for that. And I said, where was your first place that you want to go? And I said Saskatoon, and my dad looked at me and he said, well, you're lucky it's Saskatoon. And I was really excited for it.
The AAA Bobcat and former product of the Everett Silvertips will be heading east. The 16-year-old had to waive his no-trade clause in the end. It did work out for him as he'll be playing closer to home. Leslie is heading to Saskatoon and says it will be a new beginning.
It's going to be a second chance. Not many kids get that in a year, especially in the WHL. It's such a tough league, so putting on those colors is going to be like a second chance for me. It's just an unreal feeling just thinking about it.
The defenseman will be joining a team that has some familiar faces, including Chase Waters, who was drafted by the Blades. But Leslie knows it'll be tough to crack that WHL lineup with 6 16-year-olds on the roster.
There's 17, 18, 19, even 20-year-olds you got to beat out for a spot. Nothing really comes easy. But it'll be fun to go down there and battle for that last 16-year-old spot possibly.
Leslie went 15th overall in 2014's WHL Bantam draft to the Silvertips. He played 16 games for them before coming back to the midget AAAs. Now to curling. The Boundary Ford Curling Classic wrapped up Monday. The final featuring Bigger's Brett Barber taking on Lethbridge's Casey Scheidegger, and we will begin in the 5th and up 2-0. Scheidegger down with hammer and has an easy chance to tie this game up as she'll take out Barber Stone and sticks it all on the top of the 8-foot for the deuce to knot it up. Next end, it's going to be Scheidegger lying 4. Barber would need perfect weight on this stone and would get it very close. Barber, though, still taking the 3-2 advantage, going to 7, where it's going to be Scheidegger with hammer looking to blank the end, and she will as she clears Barber Stone as well as get rid of hers to retain hammer. Going to 8. She has a chance to pick one up as well, and she decides to go for it, hitting and sticking to tie it up at 3 apiece. We'll head to 10th now. Scheidegger trailing 4-3, her first rock. She gets around the guard and will get the takeout to lie 2, putting Barber in tough position with her final stone, trying to reach 4 foot. Barber wrecks onto Scheidegger's stone, and that is it. Scheidegger wins 5-4 and is the Boundary Ford Curling Classic champion.
There was a couple little slip-ups we had in a few of the games, but we managed to battle through and come out on top, so it was a good weekend.
The final draw of the Bonspiel began with 3 scoreless ends until the 4th, where Brett Barber and her team took a 2-0 lead, putting the pressure on Team Scheidegger.
It can be a little bit scary to try and come back on this ice because it doesn't always curl as much as we might like it to. It's good experience to know that you can come back and that you can score the 2 in the last end or the 1 in the extra end in our semifinals.
The close game was decided by a mistake in the 10th that secured the win for Team Scheidegger, but Barber says she's proud of her team for making it this far despite dealing with health issues.
I was in the hospital for 5 days and just got out Thursday morning. And then my third ended up with the flu on Friday, so we had to forfeit our first game. I think we did a really great job coming up and falling a little short in the final, but we curled a really great weekend. We lost to Casey last year in a final in Medicine Hat, so hopefully I see her again next year and I can owe her a couple.
The win for Casey Scheidegger and her team is the last stop on the World Curling Tour, securing a berth in the Alberta Scotties and providing a much-needed confidence boost.
We'll get the bye to provincial, so we won't have to play in our Southern Playdown, so that's a huge bonus for us.
As for Barber, her focus right now is on making it to provincials.
We got to travel to Estevan in 2 weeks for our first start of playoffs, and we're really looking forward to it, and it's nice to rise to the occasion right now.
Nicole Stilger, Newcap Sports.
Here we go, switching gears, going home now. It's December 1st, which means Christmas is just around the corner. The Lloydminster Bobcats chose to get into the giving spirit, holding their annual teddy bear toss night. And in this week's Beyond the Boards, Drew Miller takes a look at this fun evening for everyone.
It wasn't your typical Bobcats hockey game. 10 minutes in, it started to rain inside Civic Center. Not with water, but with stuffed animals instead.
Basically, the first Bobcats player to score a goal, when that happens, all the kids in the rink throw teddy bears and stuffed animals, bobcats, tigers, whatever. It looks like we got some turtles, some dogs here. Everybody just throws their stuffed animals onto the ice, and then they're donated to charity.
Young fans filed in ready to throw their stuffed animals onto the ice, and they didn't have to wait long to do it.
It's always nice when they score in the first 10 minutes of the game too, get it out of the way when all the kids are energetic still. And it seemed like this year more than ever there was tons of teddy bears, probably 12 bags worth, which is the most I can ever remember.
It's the organization's way of giving back to the community.
This time of year, I think, there's tons of kids out there in need of toys that maybe can't afford it, so this is an easy way for us to get involved.
The all-important goal came from a new face on the team, Chris Spriggs.
Honestly, I completely forgot about it. I mean, the pucks went in the net and looked for some of the guys coming near me, and just friggin' teddy bears were coming everywhere. So no, it was a pretty cool feeling seeing them all coming over the boards.
A goal that he won't forget.
It's nice getting the first goal on pretty well my first shot there, especially with the teddy bear toss. That was pretty sweet.
Drew Miller, Newcap Sports.